And hello everybody and welcome back to Ero, another race weekend. Today we are at the beautiful track of Austria, the Red Bull Ring. Today or right now is PlayStation F5. I'm Cameron Don, commentator and coordinator for PlayStation F5 back again. Today a 14 driver grid, a few absences and also a race ban for the Haas driver of Marcel Evans, which he is serving this week from last week's results and the penalties. So yeah, today at the Austria Red Bull Ring, interested to see who is going to be doing the best, as that was Zulf off the line, but I don't think anyone probably will report it. But you know, we never know. So we can look at the cars. Both Mercedes are here, both Red Bulls are here, both Ferraris are here, both McLarens are here, both Alpines are here, and that's all the double teams. And then we've got Milos in the Williams, Wani in the Alfa Romeo, Nick Hill in the Alfa Tauri, and Steve at the TV in the Haas. Apart from that, everyone else is with a teammate today, as we are going to watch Milos, who is going to be first to start a lap here. So, into turn 1 with the DRS open. You don't really want to ride the curb here, but we may see a few drivers ride it a little bit. Yeah, a little bit is fine for turn 1. He does it nicely. Then turn 2, which you don't even really consider a turn. But anyway, up into turn 3. Quite tricky. You want to go to the far left-hand side and get a nice rotation, put the power down. Milos does it well. As I'm trying to get the track map up. As I believe this is turn 4. Yep, turn 4 into turn 5, and then turn 6 and turn 7, two left-handers, very tricky. Quite hard to get right, round turn 7, and then the sharp right-hander off turn 8, and then up into the final 2 corners, only 10 corners on this track. You go into turn 9, where you can ride the curb a little bit, and then turn 10, where people, I think, will invalidate or spin. Milos doesn't. He will be the first to set a lap, a 7:001. Zulf gets a 5.6. Right behind. Tronk, a 6.1. Wani on a lap now. What is it going to be for him? It'll be a 6.6. Goes P3. We have a McLaren of Bastian on the lap. Said he was going to invalidate his lap. A 5.7. Go on, Bastian. He said that he was going to probably invalidate his lap and start from P8. But just like that, he sits just under, actually just over a 10th behind Zulf, as there is a Red Bull. I think starting a lap, which is Elliot Parker. 2 drivers to look out for this weekend, apparently. Well, I know from personal, as Stevie goes P3, 5.9. Probably will improve on that. Is Bastian Vries, who is currently in P2. And Elliot. Elliot apparently is very good at this track. I haven't personally saw his capabilities, but Bastian says that he is good, so we will see both Alpines come across the line, both in the 6.4s, and both are on the 3rd row as of now, P5 and P6 for them. But we'll go back on board, as that is Daniel round, but we'll go back on board with Elliot, as he is on the lap. As actually, he is running out of fuel. He might be in the pit lane. No, he is not. Now, someone went across the line there. It was Villeneuve. A 6.7. We'll put in P8. Elliot Parker is going to get a 5.9. We'll go 31 thousandths behind Stevie, and we'll go P4 for now. 4 drivers in the point or in the 1 minute 5s, 1 minute 5 seconds, which is good to see. As Daniel is starting a lap now, I believe, by the looks of things, and might actually get a little help from Isford. Isford is starting the lap as well, though, so it might be a bit confusing. This Isford rides a lot of curb there, quite a lot. Black Wolf did set an 18, but that was like a full saving lap, so it's not an actual lap. As we'll watch Isford go into turn 4. A little bit. Actually, no, does that well. As he goes round the last 2 corners now. What is it going to be for Isford? Looks like a good lap, maybe a 0.5. Oh, just misses out a point. A 6.122 goes P5 right now, which is a very good lap time. Has Milos actually improved to a 6.7? I didn't see that. Anyone on the lap? No. Tim's on the lap. As Tim on the lap right now. Of course, that 14.2 which he set was a fuel saving lap. It wasn't his actual lap time. Comes around the last corner. Oh, Tim goes pole. It goes a 10th clear of Zulf. What a time by Tim. As that was Elliot. No, it was Wanny, sorry. 7/10 better. And goes P6 with a 5.9. There's now 6 drivers in the... Whoa, that's also Tronk, a 5.8. As I'm trying to see, is anyone on a lap? Bastian is on a lap, Zolfa's on a lap. Stevie looks like he was... Yeah, he is on a lap, but he's not. He's fuel saving by the looks of things. Wani on an in lap. Suchol is on a lap. I think he is. Swiftstack starting a lap. Milos is finishing a lap, I believe. And we saw there he was 300ths up on his time. We'll see. Where is he? Is he going to improve on his time is the question. He'll go 2 times faster. Won't gain any positions though, but will stay P12. But doesn't improve his time, which is good. Oh, Elliot! Oh my days! I did not see that. Elliot Parker goes P2 and sets the exact same time as Tim Lees. It's down to the thousandths, isn't it? Wait, no. It's down to the tens of thousandths, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's down to the tens of thousandths between Elliot and Tim. Wow, wow, wow. What? Wow. Oh, Elliot, nice pet entry. Bastian! 5-4! What a lap! As he goes pole by over a tenth and a half. What a lap from him. Zolf, are you up on your time, my friend? You are getting ready to do a lap by the looks of things. Stevie going in. Suchel restarting. Black Wolf on a lap. 5.5 tenths up on his time would be very good for him. We'd put him maybe about 5.9. We'd put him in around Stevie by the looks of things. Could improve even more. We'll see. Comes from the last corner. Doesn't invalidate. What is it going to be for Black Wolf? P5. A 5.7. Nice lap from him. Suchel starting a lap right now. So Stack improves by 3.5 tenths. Stays P11 though, but is now only 19 thousandths behind Esford. As Villeneuve is on a lap, I believe. No ERS, though, so I don't think he is. I could be terrifically wrong though. But what a lap from Bastian, and then Tim and Elliot Parker both being on the exact same time. And it goes down to the tens of thousandths to see the difference between these drivers. As Tim is on an outlap now, I imagine he will definitely want to improve at least by 1,000th to get himself into P2. Is that as a Williams of Milos going by, who is on an outlap as well, but oh well, Tim thought he was on a lap. As well, that might be an incident there between Stevie and Tim. It wasn't though, because Stevie has invalidated his time. Wani has invalidated as well. I don't know if he has noticed that. No, he has not. He thinks he is on a lap when he is invalidated. Is he going to be up on his time anyway? Oh, we're not going to see for ages. I'm sorry, Wani, mate, but you've already invalidated. Oh no, he's down 3 attempts. Back to Tim. Currently in P2. Joint P2, some would say. As Bastian is very happy with his last time messaging in the chat. But we're going to watch Tim. Is he up on his time? I didn't see the first sector time, so we will have to wait and see what his second sector time is like. But he does have traffic ahead of Tronk. Hopefully he moves to the side. He is not moving to the very side. He moves very late, and Tim is round. Maybe a little bit of a distraction from Fabrizio, but I wouldn't say it is, as Tim on a lap is round. Elliot is going to be starting a lap. You could say the same thing for him. He will want to be improving so that he can get P2 and start front row along with Bastian. As Elliot will start a lap now, we will see if this... Oh, and Elliot is round on the first corner. So second and third, both spinning at the start of their laps. As Bastian is coming out the pits now to try one more lap, I believe. His trunk is on a lap now. We will watch him. He is 1,000th down in his time. So pretty much dead even with his time. He needs about a tenth and a 100th or so to get in front of Black Wolf. 4P5, and then he has to gain 2 tenths to get to Zulf, and then 3 tenths to Elliot and Tim. So very interesting to see if maybe Trunk can improve massively in his second and third sector times. He is 7 thousandths down on his time, so he's currently dead even again with his time. But it may be the last sector where he made mistakes in the last lap, where he now improves majorly, as that is Esfod goes P5 with a 5.7. But we go back to Tronk. Does he improve? He will by 31 thousandths, but will stay P7. But like we saw there, Esfod P5 with a 0.731, 24 thousandths clear of Black Wolf. Needs about 6 to 7 hundredths improvement to catch up to Zulf, who is going by him now on the outlap. As Bastian, the current pole sitter, will start a lap now as he's invalidated the last corner. Bastian, stop using your ERS, yes. So he will have to fly around this track because he now has this lap invalidation, which means he has to do one more lap on these tyres. But Tim is on a lap. Everyone is on a lap, except for Villeneuve, who will be starting a lap soon, and Nick Hill. But it looks like Elliot is waiting for a lap, of course. Yes, he spun round. But Elliot will start a lap now. Tim is a 10th up on his time, as this is where Tim spun in the last lap. He doesn't spin this time. Chonk has retired in the pit lane, but Tim is a 10th up. He needs to be over a 10th and a half up though to take pole off of Bastian. Can Tim get the last 2 corners nice and not invalidate or spin? Last corner, he does it well. Tim comes across the line. It's going to be a 5.425, 9 thousandths off of Bastian, as Bastian is behind and starting a lap now. Wani improves by a 10th and a half, goes P9. Black Wolf is on the lap. That is qualifying over. Swiss Stack will start P12 at max, and Nick Hill will start at the back. Esfod on a lap. Zulf 2 tenths up. This could be pole. This could be pole. We need to watch. Zulf comes across the line. It's a 5.3. Goes pole. Puts the pressure on Bastian, who's 2 tenths down in his time. Also, Tim is letting Bastian by. Parker has messed up on his lap and will start P4 at max. Esford messed up on his lap. Black Wolf in the pits. Stevie is 5.5 tenths up on his time. It could be Stevie on pole now. Sutro P7 with a 0.77. But Stevie, last 2 corners now for Stevie. Crucial corners. No invalidation. And it could be a Stevie pole position. He opens up the DRS. It's pole by 18 thousandths of a second for Stevie. As Stevie gets pole position, I believe that is quali over the only driver is Wani, who's coming across the line. So that is qualifying over. It is Stevie on pole with Zulf on the front row alongside him. And then the top 6 is very interesting. Bastian in P3, he said he loved this track and he's definitely showing it in qualifying. Tim, P4, 9, actually no, 11 thousandths off of Bastian. A very good qualifying from him. Elliot, P5, Esford, P6. Black Wolf, 24 thousandths behind Esford. You then have Suchel, who's 15,000 spine Black Wolf in P8. You then have Tronk in P9, Villeneuve in P10, Wani in P11, Milos in P12, Swistak in P13, and Nick Hill starting last, P14. That was a qualifying. As I just already went through the grid, but you can have a look for yourself. It's a Ferrari engine 1-2 as Stevie and Zolf, both flags, green, white and orange on the flag in P1 and P2. You then have Bastian in P3, Tim in P4. Elliot, the front runner, is proven that he is somewhat a front runner in this season. P5 for him. S4 in P6. Then the fourth row is locked down by Polish drivers. Black Wolf in the Red Bull, Suchel in the Alpine. You have Tronk and Villeneuve, both Spanish and Portuguese. I can't remember the exact name of like what you call them. You then have Wani, Milos, Swistak, and then Nick Hill at the very back of the grid. I'm pretty sure it was Swistak who was second last. As Bastian is in the top. Whoa! It's cloudy! Rain? Interesting. Very, very dark. F5 is a 2 wet races in a row, by the way. So it would be very interesting to see if it's yet another race on the wets. Would be very interesting. As there is no sprint race, so we will be underway in 10 seconds. Of course, it is F5, so we will see everyone on a different strategy. It will be such a different strategy for everyone. I imagine we'll see a person or two on softs, mediums, and a 1 or 2 on the hards. But it's going to be 3, 4, 5 red lights at the Austrian Gp. It's lights out and away we go. Does Stevie not get the good start? Yes, Zolf is already past him. Bastian is going to be side by side with Stevie as Bastian stays in P3, but we see the chaos behind. We see both Red Bulls off the track. Tim and Elliot both side by side. Elliot on the softs. I told you there was going to be people on the softs. We'll get the tyres up right now. Zolf and Stevie. Zolf and Stevie, I believe Stevie got pushed onto the outside curb and is now battling for P4 as Elliot might send it on him there. Is he? Elliot sends it on Stevie. There's contact. Elliot's round and it's someone in the back of him. Someone's lost the front wing. Someone's front wing is completely gone from that. Whose is it? It's no one's. This game, man. Literally, someone went into Parker so fast. But Elliot is round on lap 1. But as I was saying, the different tyre strategies. Most of the drivers on medium. We see Esford, Villeneuve and Elliot all on the softs. And we see Milos and Swistak on the hards. Everyone else is on the medium tyres as Elliot has spun again. Elliot. Ah, my man. Safety car. Keep on racing. There'll be a safety car. It's F5. You never know. But can we talk about this? Stevie is down in P4 as Wani and Esford are fighting side by side up into turn 3. Can we get the better camera angle? No, we cannot. So, looks like Wani gets the position, which is interesting because Esford is on the softs. So that is very interesting to see as Elliot is in the pit lane. As, oh my days, he has hit the wall on the pit entry. Elliot, don't retire already, man. Ah. Oh. Elliot has retired from the race in lap 1. We're going to go back to the front, where Zolf is trying to dispatch off Bastian from behind. But we saw a mistake from the Alfa Romeo there, and you can see Esford right behind him. We'll definitely look for a move soon. Maybe turn 1, as Wani actually broke a little bit early there. Caused a bit of a mistake from Esford. But Bastian currently keeping up with Zolf, and he now has DRS. But it is a Stevie contact with Elliot. Is Stevie on the attack on Tim. They're side by side. Tim is still there, but Stevie gets the position as Wani. It's a massive pile up at the back here. It was a Wani and Esford contact, I believe. And Suchel gains 2 positions. And Blackwolf gains 1, I believe. Whoa, Esford nearly goes into the back of Blackwolf there. But Zulf managed to get a second gap to Bastian. Bastian has a 1 second gap to Stevie. So, top 3 will not have DRS right now. As Tim, behind Stevie, will have DRS. Suchel, of course, from all that carnage, will not have DRS, as he has 2, near enough 3, 4, 5 drivers behind him. And Wani, Blackwolf actually looking to attack Wani into turn 1. Interesting move. Wani sends it. Blackwolf gets the move done. Swistak and Nick Hill. It's massive contact between them. They're both round. That did not look like the cleanest turn 1 for both of the drivers, as they might even fight again into turn 3, which would be extremely funny. But we're going to go back up to the front. Tim nearly out of the DRS range of Stevie for P3 right now, as Blackwolf, or Daniel I should say, is all over the back of Suchel. Maybe a move gets done soon, we'll have to wait and see. As yeah, Daniel is all over the back of him. Swistak and Nick Hill are fighting again. They just had contact, but Swistak is now past. As look at this train from Suchel all the way down. Suchel is using, Blackwolf is using, was using, Wani is. Daniel decides to not go for the move. Wani's going to try to get the better exit. He gets such a better exit. He doesn't ride the curb at all. And it's now going to be a drag race down into turn 3. It might be a 3 wide if Wani doesn't send it, which he doesn't. So it's going to be Blackwolf and Suchel side by side. Suchel keeps his position. Daniel now will have to defend off Wani. As there's now a train forming, nearly 6 drivers involved in this train, as Milos is close to catching up to Esford. But Suchel is the leader of this train right now. Of these 5 drivers, from 10 points all the way down to 2 points. So you can definitely see why this is such an important fight here in the midfield, as Daniel again is all over the back of Suchel. The thing is though, does Daniel want to go past, although he has a 4 second gap to catch up, as he's a massive mistake at the last corner. Leaves himself so compromised for Wani. Wani isn't using though. As it's going to be Daniel, I think, drag racing down into the last corner again. Not last corner, turn 3. As it's not going to be. But Bastian and Zulf, I know Bastian, I've seen him closing in. As that is a Nick Hill Swistak, actually just a Swistak spin. But I did see this. Bastian is in the DRS range and actually very close to Zulf. As I have heard the possibility that Zulf might retire from this race to go and race in F4. Not saying that this tier is not a challenge for him, but I think because of how the times go, he would have to crash or retire from this race, which not only would it mean he gains less points for the championship fight, but, you know, he's still going to get points, as Bastian is behind Esford and Wani. Esford gets the move done on the home straight, which is interesting. But we see Daniel side by side with Suchel, gets the move done before the corner. Is Suchel going to send it? No, he will not. This is a brilliant camera angle. Hold on. Suchel goes wide. Oh, really? Actually, brilliant timing. Stevie and Tim. I did that on accident. And it turns out I've managed to see an overtake. Tim gets the move on Stevie for P3. So currently it's Zulf, Bastian, Tim podium, with Stevie sitting in P4 right now. As Milos and Wani, Milos gets a move done on Wani. I think Wani making a few mistakes now. S4 is in the pits already. Very, very, very early. Unless he has wing damage, which we maybe haven't saw. But it looks like things, no. He's on to the Meachums. As he is not going. What? But where? Apparently he's already at the end of the pit lane. I have no clue what happened there. But it's going to be Nick Hill and Isford actually side by side. Near enough coming out of the pits. But go back to the front. Zulf, Bastian, the real battle to watch right now for the lead of this race. Zulf is very fast right now, as that is Nick Hill spun at turn 3 by the looks of things, allowing Swistek to catch up to him. But Tim is catching Bastian and Zulf, and look at the ERS advantage. Zulf has nothing, Bastian is 40, Tim has 70, Stevie has 35. Insane amount of ERS management from a few of these drivers here. As Stevie wants to move on Tim yet again. Side by side into turn 3. Yep, Tim sends it round the outside. Stevie into first gear. As Tim gets the bear acceleration. Will also have DRS, I believe. Yes, he will. But Stevie using ERS. Tim's going to send it side by side into turn 4. They're still side by side. Into turn 6, we go side by side. You don't want to go side by side into this corner. Stevie gets the position on Tim. Stevie's back up into a podium position. But can we note how they've lost a second on Bastian from having that fight? It was a 2.5 second gap instead of a 3.6 second gap. So that fighting definitely hasn't helped Stevie or Tim at all, as Bastian is very close to Zulf. I imagine he might go for the move now, or he will just hang on, as Zulf's internet is very, very bad right now. Zulf, mate, oh my goodness, your internet, yep, this is not good. Oh my days. As it's going to be side by side. Bastian is in the lead of the race. For the first time this season, I believe. As Zulf is dropping from Bastian. Bastian is in the lead now. And is using to try and make this gap near to the DRS range, as Zulf nearly spins there, but manages to control the car, as Wani gets a 3-second time penalty from P9. Suchel also on a 3-second time penalty. As look at this, Black Daniel's been able to pull away from Suchel quite easily, 2.2 seconds. So Black Wolf wasn't able to keep up with the top 4, but is faster than the drivers behind. Is Tronk very close to the back of Suchel. Zulf also very close to the back of Bastian now. May look for a move, but I don't think it's the best option to look for a move now. But Tronk and Suchel side by side, as Wani comes up behind as well. Massive mistake, nearly on the sausage curb, but Milos gets the move done on Wani. Suchel and Tronk fighting again. Tronk got past him up into turn 3, but into turn 4 Suchel is past. That is a send from Wani. Bit of a dangerous one, I'm not sure. But that is a send, and Wani is up into P8 from penalties, so will be P9 as Tronk all over the back of Suchel. Look at the better acceleration he's getting. Takes a different line. They're going to go side by side into turn 9. You don't want to go side by side here, boys. Whoa, Wanny, be careful, mate. As, what a move from Trunk. Brilliant move. As Tim and Stevie are closing on the front too. I'm going to say they're working together, but that is contact between Suchel and Trunk. Trunk is round. And Suchel drops a few positions. It's going to be Milos and Suchel side by side up into turn 3. Suchel trying to defend, but Milos will send it on the harder tyres. And Suchel gets the switchback as something's happened to Milos. He hasn't been able to put the foot down. And then all of a sudden, Suchel going for P6 as contact as Wani defends the position. Suchel sends on him though. Wani looking for a switchback. He tries to do it, but Suchel defends it well, and Suchel is up at the P6, but with penalties, Suchel and Wani will both be overtaken by Milos. So Milos technically P6 right now, but don't really, talk about it, I guess you could say. But look at the gap. You can see the two drivers ahead from Stevie's POV. You can see that they are there, and you can see that they are closing Stevie and Tim. This top 4 battle is going to be really interesting. As now, it is Bastian v Zulf, but Bastian in the lead of the race. It's been like this for a few laps now. It was the other way about previously. Zulf goes a bit wide. It's going to lose time. Suchel gets another 3 seconds. Suchel's in the wall in turn 1. Loses his front wing. This could be a VSC. It's a full-on safety car. Okay, that is interesting right there. As this is the absolute perfect time for drivers to pit onto the hard tyres now. Hards will definitely be able to go 20 laps. Even more actually, about 25 potentially. Which is more than it is right now. So I will imagine to see all the drivers except for Milos pit, most likely. Milos on the gravel. Something has happened to Milos. I think his wheel is disconnected. He's not turning. He's not accelerating. What has happened to Milos? I think his wheel has went kaput. And all of a sudden he's on track, stuck on track. And we'll get disqualified in a second. I think he hit pause. Oh, no. I don't know what's happening right now. But, yep, all the drivers are in the pits. Isvod actually stays out. Oh, yeah, because he went on the mediums from the softs. Might get into P6 by the looks of things. Yeah, Isvod will be P6 on 6-lap old mediums as the top 5. The top 4 before, remember, were all together pretty much. CV and Tim catching up quite rapidly from the drivers in front. So Bastian in the lead of the race, everyone will be back up to max ERS. As Nick Hill is in the pits, will come out lapped though, as he gets a 5-second time penalty and retires from the session. Actually, never mind. Well, it's going to be Bastian who is leading the safety car. This is the second lap of the safety car, I believe, so it will be in this lap as everyone has caught up, I believe now. As it will be in this lap. Bastian maybe going a little fast, but it's not that bad. What we have to remember as well, I was saying that Bastian's going to be good. He won the sprint race here last season. Yeah, Austria was a sprint race last season. Bastian's actually going quite fast for the safety car to only be in the pit lane now, I believe. As he is faking. He isn't going yet. As he's went now, has he caught Zulf? Not really. Zulf is still kind of there, but Stevie has caught Tim. Tim is under pressure from Black Wolf. Definitely. Tim's not had the best of starts, but of course we know Tim, from keeping up with Stevie, will definitely be able to gain that time back, I imagine. But Stevie fakes a move on Zulf, makes him actually go wide. Interesting strategies there from Stevie. Is there any moves further down the field? Suchel close to Villeneuve, apart from that, nothing yet. Swistak on Milos actually, maybe. New mediums to old hards. Might see a move here. I'm looking at the top of the field to see if there's going to be a move between them. As Bastian says the fastest lap, Swistak. Oh, Swistak and Milos make contact. Swistak backs off, lets Milos get the position. Might actually be damage to Swistak's wing. I know this camera angle is nice and all, but I want to see. Oh, it's Milos' round. We saw that on the camera angle, the helicopter angle right now. Oh, please tell me we can get it for like Tim. Oh, we're getting rid of it first. Cuts off. Anyway, side by side, Wani and Isford. And Wani gets the move up into P6 for him. As Daniel is doing very well right now to keep up with the top four. As Tim is actually nearly out of the DRS range. As Stevie's round! That's massive! Stevie's round! It needs to wait for the drivers to go by. And Stevie is out at the points now. And that opens up Tim for P3. But also this opens up Black Wolf Daniel for a podium opportunity. As Bastian has a second gap to Zulf, but clearly the ERS difference is massive. Isford and Wani. Isford gets the move on Wani. Suchel, Veldov. Suchel gets the move on Villeneuve. Suchel's trying to get in the DRS range. This has opened up a massive opportunity for Daniel to get a podium halfway through the race right now. And you can see Tim will not be getting DRS. Daniel will on Tim. As Zulf will not get DRS, so the top three aren't getting DRS at all. Bastian's pace right now is unbelievable. It is absolutely brilliant. as we're riding on board with Bastian, the current race leader. Any moves happening down the field? It's really... Oh, someone's round. It's Stevie again! Stevie's round for a second time. And it's a heartbreak for Stevie, absent last week and not in the points this week. And for P2 in the championship. This is going to absolutely destroy Stevie's chance of catching up to Zulf. So let me just quickly get the census up to see. Zulf has a 13-point gap to Stevie. Stevie has had a podium in all the races he has raced in so far. But is yet... Well, no. But this might be the first week that he doesn't get a podium. As he goes wide at turn 1. As this would be absolutely brilliant for Bastian, who's in the lead right now. As Bastian currently sits on 14 points. This would give him 25. This would put him to 39 points. Which would put him in contention for P4, 5 or 6. It's in around there he would be. Which is an amazing position from him currently being in P11. He isn't even in the top 10. So you could go from P11 all the way up to a possible podium contention for the season. That's Suchel. Suchel round turn 1. He was alongside Chonk there, I believe, but I don't think it was alongside, just next to one another, I believe. But look at this. Daniel is keeping up with Tim, and Tim isn't able to close the gap to Zulf. However, Zulf is able to close the gap to Bastian, as I think Bastian's had a mistake. And it's now going to be hundredths of a second difference to if Zulf is going to get DRS. They're both using, but he will not get DRS. Zulf will not get DRS, but it's going to be so close. They're both going to be using. Yep, both drivers are using. Zulf sets the fastest lap, so Zulf really pushing to try to get the DRS, but still isn't able to. But a clear difference here. Bastian is flashing. Zulf is actually flashing now as well. I was going to say this. A clear difference. Black Wolf. Daniel. Maybe looking for a move on Tim here. Is he going to send it? No, he will not. Will we see a move? Oh, Tim quite slow out of that turn. Will we see a move from Daniel into the next corner? I don't believe we will. Into turn 4. Actually, Swistak and Villeneuve fighting. Swistak is past. As Bastian's pace right now. Bastian is on for the chance of winning today. As I'm just looking at the standings, Chonk in P7 right now in the race has had 2 podiums in a row, a first and a second. As Stevie's round again. Stevie's having a nightmare. He's staying in this, I believe, for a safety car, but wow. It's so interesting to see Stevie, who finished on a podium every race he's raced, and of course absent last week, and then comes back and has currently 3 spins under his name in this race so far. Super unlucky to him. As Bastian is able to keep in front of Zulf and also with keeping Zulf out of the DRS. Interesting enough, Zulf might actually be able to race in F4 and join quali after this race finishes, unless there's like 2 safety cars. As Daniel closing in on Tim. Ascend. No. Tim flashing though. Interesting. Daniel's looking for a move. Daniel is using. Daniel's sending it for the podium now. He wants to move. And they go side by side into turn 4. Keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. Daniel's using. Daniel gets the position. Daniel's onto the podium position. What a move. Zolf! Zolf's round! Zolf said he could have a mistake in the race and Zolf is round. Oh my days. And all of a sudden Zolf's down to P8. He's going to fall behind his teammate, I believe. Villeneuve. Maybe. Whoa. That's massive. Let's look at the gap between Bastian and Black Wolf. Bastian can chill now. A 4.7 second gap. And now, Daniel and Tim are fighting for actually P2, which would be 18 points. Tim would really benefit off of this, as this would put him in contention for about P4, I believe. Esfod would also be able to gain quite a few points from this. He would get 10. So it might actually be... It's going to be Tim. If Tim keeps this position right now, Tim is going to be 1 point behind his teammate Esford as it stands right now. But Daniel, can we talk about how Daniel currently sits P13 in the championship and has 9 points to his name? This would give him 18 to 27 points. This would put him in about P7 or P8 in the championship. So a chance we're going to see 2 or 3 new drivers in the top 10 this weekend. Let's look at Bastian. He's getting 3 attempts of Black Wolf and he hasn't used anything. As Swistak looking for a move on Tronk for P6, I've just noticed. Swistak on the old mediums as well, by the way. But Swistak gets the position, but we're going to continue watching because Tronk might look for the move back, and he will. On the hard tyres, Tronk gets the move done before the corner. Swistak tries to switch back. There's contact between the drivers, but Tronk uses to make sure he keeps the position. As, I mean, when you look at it, there isn't really many other battles other than the Tronk-Swistak battle and this battle for P2 happening right now. As Tim actually had a mistake out of there. Tim might not get DRS. He manages to get it from using, but wow, that's close. Esfod is in the pits. Esfod is doing a 2-stop, ladies and gentlemen. Softs to mediums to softs, I believe. Yes, that is such a risky strategy, but I love it. Trying something different. A soft, medium, soft. Esfod is going on. He's going to be very, very far behind the other drivers. As now Zolf and Tronk are fighting. Zolf came out of nowhere. And it's now going to be Zolf v Swistak. Zolf wanting to gain as many positions back as he can. Of course, after spinning from P2 in the race, to try get this gap to Stevie in the championship even bigger now as well, will be an aim. Whoa, Zolf finding a lot of curb there. This is a battle to watch now. These 3 drivers here, Swistak to Zolf to Tronk. Can we get a better camera angle, please? Can we get the helicopter view? Heli. I want a helicopter. Give me a helicopter. No helicopter. Anyway, Zolf. Look at the straight line speed. Zolf sends on Swistak. The room's left. There is contact. But who will get in front is the question. Both drivers using their ERS. Zulf on the hard tyres and DRS gets past. And now it is Zulf's job to catch up to Wani in P4. As Elliot 11 minutes ago has reported the incident with Stevie. As Elliot is reported, it turned in on me mid-corner and it led to SFOD going into him. So I was right with a driver going into Elliot, and it was SFOD who went into Elliot. And by the way, can we mention how SFOD right now has 11 seconds to catch to the drivers in front? Fastest lap right now. No? Wow, 7.6 he needs to beat Zulf. Interesting. And he just used all of his ERS. So SFOD isn't able to beat Zulf's time. Interesting. Anyway, Tim v Black Wolf. I think these two drivers really are working together now. They aren't trying to force anything which will lead to both of them crashing out. As not many battles happening now, we really just have to watch this battle for seconds. Mods, I am commentating while messaging. It is fine. Anyway, really these two drivers are just... I was about to say these two drivers are saving. Daniel is using, Tim is saving. So, interesting thing. Oh, Tim's using, Tim is going for it, Tim is sending. Tim, the Rocket Man, will he send it? Daniel is defending, Tim is not going to send it yet, but we'll get a lot closer to Daniel and me. Turn on the ERS now? Maybe? No, he is waiting, but can we have a look at Bastian? He won in a sprint race last season at Austria, which I believe was his first one in Ero. He hasn't won an actual race in Ero, so this I'm gonna call his first win. It's Wani's out! Wani's crashed! Safety car! Oh! Never mind! Bastian's been absolutely bottled with this. Is he in? Yes! Okay, this changes everything. Whoa! Black Wolf's in. Pit entries. That's fine. Tim. Looks like he's got it fine. Zulf. I might say Zulf stays out. Zulf does the wrong pit line. You naughty. Sustak. In. Suchel. Wrong line. But in. Trunk is followed behind. SFOD. SFOD stays out because he's on the 4-lap old softs. SFOD, go! Go! Risk it! Send it! SFOD can get up to P4 here. And like that, SFOD's up to P4. He's on the old softs, but this 2-stop for SFOD is working perfectly. Oh, but Bastian's race is under race win is under jeopardy now. as Bastian. Bastian will be under so... Well, I want to say will be under so much pressure, but just by watching the hard stint, Bastian seems to have so much better pace than Black Wolf, but... So, Milos will be the one to catch up. And I think the safety car will be in this lap. As it's actually going to be close to whether it's in. Maybe very, very late. It's not in. Milos was too late. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will have 2 laps of racing. Deux laps of racing. Or let me remind how you can... Wait. Google Wait. No, not Google Translate. Me just using my head for trying to do a bit of... what do they call it? As there is the Tour de Romanche. I've bottled that. Pretty much means there is 2 laps remaining in French. You know, I don't do French, but I thought, why not? Actually, let me get in Dutch for Bastian, because Bastian, the current leader, is Dutch, as it is a safety car in this lap. Dutch is 2 ronden regenen. Wait. 2 ronden regenen. Bottled it again, but anyway, Bastian will be the leader of the safety car yet again, and we will have two laps of racing. Zulf will be so eager to get past. Zulf will be fighting for podium and then will instantly go and race in F4, which is like the really interesting thing. But when will Bastian go is the question. Will he go at the same spot? No, he will go just before the corner. Does he spin? No, he will not. Does he catch Daniel? No, he does not. Daniel is on the grass, but Daniel is right next to him. Daniel, please don't do it. Tim, under pressure from actually no one, because it's Zulf under pressure from Isford. Stevie's round at the back. But it's Isford and Zulf are going side by side. Zulf gets the move done round the outside. What a move. As remember, Zulf is really the one here who Bastian has to defend off. Well, he has to defend off Black Wolf, but you know what I mean. Zulf was very, very close to Bastian, and Zulf will be so eager right now to gain even more points on Stevie, as Stevie's now spun as well. As you can just see, Zulf is so much more confident as someone is round. It's Villeneuve. Villeneuve is round. Oh no. Anyway, we'll see this fight between Zulf and Tim happen as we enter the very last lap of the race. Bastian sets the fastest lap of the race. That's actually also going to be in jeopardy, the fastest lap of the race. It's all going to be down to this lap to see who can get it. But are we going to see Zulf get a podium? Or will it be a P4 he will have to settle with? We will see. As he goes a bit deep into the corner, he's on the sausage curb. You do not want to be there. It's chaos in the back. Tronk, Suchel, all contact. Milos past Tronk. Tronk looking to get past on him again. There's going to be a massive send from Tronk. As Milos attempts to switch back the bear acceleration using ERS, I don't think it's going to work. But we go back to the front. Bastian, an incredible race from him, leading since the very first lap. He's led the whole entire race. He is the fastest lap right now. He might not have it, but Bastian, for the first time in Ero, is going to be a winner, and he wins in Austria. What a performance from him. Fastest lap. Will anyone beat is the question. Esford spins on the last corner. Esford bottles it on the last corner. It's going to be a Daniel P2, Tim P3, Zulf P4, Swisstag P5, Tronk P6. He gets past Milos. Milos in P7, and we'll look at the rest of the grid in a second. But it is a Bastian, Daniel. It is a Bastian, Daniel, and Tim podium. What a podium that is. Wow, wow, wow. We're going to watch the podium celebration because that is unbelievable. Getting the griddy going, of course. Bastian being Bastian. But we go to the results. An incredible race from Bastian. It could have been such a bigger gap. As Zulf says, I let Bastian through because of it when Zulf's internet was very bad. But anyway, Bastian wins his first race in Ero. Of course, he's won the sprint race before, but his first real race win. And he takes fastest lap, so that's going to be 26 points for Bastian. It's going to be Daniel in P2, and it's going to be Tim in P3. Everyone on the podium, this is their first podium of the season, so brilliant from all three of them. It's going to be Zulf in P4 will extend his championship lead to Stevie. Swistak in P5, a great race from him, P13 to P5. Tronk gets P6, Milos P7, Suchel P8, Villeneuve P9, Stevie P10, very unlucky from him. He was up there but then just spun too many times. Esfod bins it on the last corner on the last lap. It could have been a P5 for him, I believe, but he will finish with 0 points. It will be Wane in P12 who caused the safety car on lap 31 of the race, and then Nick Hill and Elliott both in 13th and 14th DNF, and Nick Hill was about midway through the race. Elliott was on the first lap. Wow, what a race. My voice gone again. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, that is the end of today's race at Austria for F5. As I'm doing the outro, go over it quickly and you can go and see F4, where I believe Elliott Parker and Zulf are both going to be racing that right now, so go and watch that right now. Tune in next week at the same time right here for PlayStation F5, which will be the Canadian GP. Yes, we're away to Canada next in North America. But that has been me. I loved commentating this race. I've been Cameron Dunn. Thank you for watching and tune in next week for Canada. Thank you.